need more light or not. I'm Don Kirby. I'm a landscape photographer of the old school, I guess you would call it. I work in black and white film. I do wet process prints. I work in large format. Of the projects that I've done, the two that really get the most interest is the wheat country and the grasslands project. It's produced 2 books in the wheat country and 1 book on the grasslands project. The wheat country that I photographed is in southeastern Washington State, in an area called the Palouse. It kind of surrounds the town of Palouse, and then stretches down into northeastern Oregon and a little bit of western Idaho. The first time I was driving across that region, I made 1 photograph. I liked the print, and I had an opportunity to be in Washington State like 4 times a year to teach classes in the Seattle area. And so I would go out to the wheat country in all seasons, and I got more and more interested in it as more and more photographs came into being. And I wound up photographing in that country for 15 years in all seasons. In the wheat country in the northern part of the Palouse bluegrass is raised for seed. And this is an example of that. The bluegrass has been cut and swathed and drying for a couple of weeks in July. They typically cut it around the 4th of July and then run a combine through it when it gets dry. This particular photograph I call stopped me in my tracks, because that's literally what happened. I saw this scene. I was driving up this road, and so I backed down the road and set up the camera right in the middle of the road and made the photograph. I knew about the national grasslands. I'd seen them on the internet. So we checked out one on a trip, and I made the photograph, and I said, well, I'm going to continue this. It looks like a real challenge, and maybe I can do some good work. The grasslands themselves, there are 20 national grasslands in the United States, and they're a rescue effort started under Roosevelt, New Deal in the 30s, to recover the lands that caused the Dust Bowl. Not much work has been done in this kind of setting. It's technically very difficult, and I think when a project presents the challenge of it hasn't been done and it's difficult to do, that gets my interest going. That's all I can figure. This grassland is in southeastern Wyoming, Thunder Basin National Grassland. We camped in front of this hill and watched the moon rise. The photograph done well after sunset. I can remember when my first print came up in the first little dark room that I made. I saw the very first one come up in the developer. What an amazing experience. And then to have the first larger print, like a 20 by 24 inch print, come up in another larger dark room, and then more recently to see the first 40 inch print come up in the big tubs. Those are just back-chilling experiences as far as I'm concerned. This is one of my 40 inch prints. This particular one is part of a traveling exhibit of 10 prints, all 40-inch prints of various subject matter that's part of a traveling exhibit. So it's not currently up anywhere, so I have this one here at home. When I start to do a 40-inch print, this is a drop table, and this top table comes out, and then underneath is at a lower level is a large vacuum easel to suck down the paper to allow me to make 40-inch black and white prints. And so the equipment is larger than I originally had. I mean, a paper cutter for 40-inch prints, a mat cutter that can cut mats larger than that. Of course, the enlarger has to go quite a ways up. How many prints are in here? I haven't actually counted them, but there's well over 1,000 prints in these drawers. I have little extenders that allow me to focus even though I'm down here. And if I'm even further down, or the enlarger is further up, I can extend the extenders. So here's a bunch of 40-inch prints that are semi-mounted, semi-finished, almost ready to deliver. Smaller prints, and every drawer in these Maylines is stuffed like this. For me, photography is a life. It's a hobby. It's my business. Finally, got to do what I really love doing. Certainly, it is a challenging pursuit, and one that exhausts your mental and emotional processes. Try to present something in a two-dimensional space that generates emotion in a viewer who you don't even know. It's quite a challenging endeavor, and when you succeed and you get feedback that suggests that a viewer of your work has truly understood what you're trying to express, that is extremely rewarding. Hi. If you got any questions, David, I'm trying to answer them. This is my work. We were 20 miles, my wife was with me on that trip, about 20 miles down a 2-track out through the grass, and the storm's coming in. So we were worried about maybe needing to camp there that night or something. No problem. Never hit us. Really?